CBS says Wisconsin football coach Luke Fickell is on the hottest of hot seats of the Big Ten. I strongly disagree. I will explain why. Lockdown Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer. I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. Hit that free subscribe button down below while you watch it. We're getting this close to 20,000 subscribers. That way, again, you'll never miss a single episode. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. So Wisconsin's Luke Fickell is on the hottest seat in the Big Ten, according to at least one media outlet. I'm going to debunk that with facts. Plus, I've got a win total for you, Badger fans. All that coming up. But I'll be saw it over the weekend. I sure did. CBS got the Big Ten football coaches hot seat power rankings, or whatever they wanted to call them. And seems a lot of people over there. They had a big panel, lots of people, like half a dozen people, all putting it all together. They all came up with Luke Fickell. Luke Fickell, Wisconsin, number one hot seat in the Big Ten. They ranked all 18 of them. Fickell's the first one out. Are you kidding me? He's not in trouble. I'm going to explain that to you all in a minute. I'm going to break it down. But he was number one on their list. Lincoln Riley was number two. Look, Lincoln Riley, there's smoke. He can't come in with another 7-win season. He was legitimate to be up that high on their list. Third was Mike Locksley at Maryland. Yeah, feels like he better win some games or else. Fourth was Deshaun Foster at UCLA. I don't see it. I don't see it yet. I think he's got at least one more year to try and get things turned around there. They got Nico at quarterback. They had some problems last year. Had some bright spots mixed in too. Starting to recruit a little better. No, he's not on the hot seat this year. I don't think. Unless the wheels just absolutely fall off on that thing. And then the top five was Sharon Moore. I'm like, get out of here. Get out of here. Sharon Moore is not going. The only way Sharon Moore is let go as the head coach of Michigan is if the NCAA comes down with some multi-year show cause stuff from Spygate. Remember, they had a hearing in June. We're still waiting on that, by the way, to see whether the 2-game suspension is enough. But if it's a long term, then maybe. And maybe that was their point. But let's get back to Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. Look, it's been a slow start. There's 2 years under his belt. We're going into year 3. Usually when you hire a coach, you give him a 5-year deal, millions of dollars. You better show something by year 3 or people are going to be talking about buying you out. But I think Luke Fickell's an exception here. Look, he's a good coach. I won't have one person argue with me and say he's not a good coach. And he did a great job at Cincy before he came over. And I can tell you that Wisconsin was thrilled with a capital T to get him. They love being in the Luke Fickell business. But if anybody's going to give you an honest assessment, he has underdelivered in his first 2 years. So he's had a couple of problems that we've talked about at length on this podcast. Number one, I think he was too quick to rush into this air raid offense they got everybody all excited about. He didn't have the personnel to do it. They had great running personnel, got 6'8" tall tackles and multitudes of running backs. No, you weren't going to change that overnight. I think they tried to. I think they failed. Speaking of personnel, they haven't gotten the quarterback right there. We're in year 3. I think we're on starting quarterback 4. That's where Luke Fickell's biggest problem has been. Look, Tanner Mordecai was a good kid. I thought he managed that team in, 2-minute drill. I think he was very competent. But he's not a passing quarterback. Whatever he did at SMU, he could not duplicate in the air in the Big Ten. It didn't work out. It was bad. So then what did we have? We had Tyler Van Dyke. Everybody got all excited about him. I told you not to be excited about him because he's too radical up and down, but then he got hurt. Feel bad for him. He got hurt in the Bama game. It was pretty early in the season, and then his season was over and his career was over. Braden Locke, I thought maybe might be the guy, kind of an up and coming young quarterback. It turned, he got out there. He couldn't hit the side of the bar. He just wasn't accurate. He wasn't accurate. So now we move forward, and I still have question marks here in 2025. Billy Edwards Jr., he put up some pretty nice numbers at Maryland, but keep in mind, Maryland throws the ball a lot. Talia Tagovailoa is the all-time leading passer in the Big Ten. All-time. I bet you either didn't know that or forgot it. They throw the ball at Maryland. Plus, last year they were behind a lot, so they had to throw the ball. So Billy Edwards, they only won 4 games. But he's compiling stats all over the place. I don't know that he's the answer. I hope he is. I'm rooting for him. But I have my doubts. So we got all these challenges that we can't quite get right as we're going into year 3. And then there's the big elephant in the room. And the big elephant, well, heck, that's the mascot for Alabama. So let's start with the elephant in the room. Their schedule. We're going into year 3, right? We need some improvement. Got the worst schedule in the Big Ten. 7 ranked teams. Start off against at Alabama. You're at the Big House at Michigan. You host Iowa, and then you play Ohio State. You're getting Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. Oh, that's before you go to Oregon. What are we doing here? There's a 2-game stretch in November. Indiana, Illinois, back-to-back. You might go, okay, well, that's easier than Michigan and Alabama and Ohio State and Oregon. Okay, but Indiana and Illinois combined for 21 wins last year. Right? Didn't Indiana go to the playoffs? Yeah. I don't see any breaks in this schedule. So here's what I've been saying. I'll continue to say it. Wisconsin could be a markedly improved football team in 2025, and you won't know it by their record. All right? Then the wins aren't here. I'm calling it 5. 5 wins. If you get Indiana or Illinois, I'll give you 6. That's it. That's the ceiling. And again, this team can be way better than last year's team. But with this schedule, it's not going to be in the win total. Now, there were some smart people at Wisconsin that saw this coming. They're like, look, year 2, we're done with 2 years. Going into year 3, Fickle's 12-13. That's not very good. And we're maybe going to lose a lot of games in 2025. Look at the schedule. But we like Luke Fickell. We are in the Luke Fickell business. We want him to succeed. We don't want to be in the position of having to answer questions about whether we're going to fire the guy if he comes up with 4 wins this year following a 12-13 mark after his first 2 years. We want to see this thing through. So let's give him a contract extension now. Then we won't have to worry about, oh, there's too many years left on his deal. We can't fire him. That's what they did. And that's why CBS is wrong. That's why Luke Fickell is not on the hot seat this year, because the administration made a preemptive move like that. Pretty smart if you want to keep him. If you don't want to keep him, you're probably going, that's a head scratcher. Anyway, that's what's going on. No hot seat for Luke Fickell. Okay? All right, we got some thoughts moving forward. Also, hit that subscribe button down below if you don't mind. It's free. That way you'll never miss a single episode of Locked On Big Ten, and we're getting this close to 20,000 subscribers. We want to do that before football season starts. Then you'll never miss a single episode. Also, if you could share, follow, and like Locked On Big Ten, we would appreciate that as well. And even more so, love your comments. Wisconsin fan, hit me up in the comments on YouTube about what you think about Luke Fickell and where this program is right now going into the 2025 season. So would love to hear from you. And of course, we'll take a look at what's coming up later on this month right here on Locked On Big Ten. Let me tell you about Game Time. You know, it's not just for sporting events. It's concerts. It's comedy shows. It's everything that needs a ticket. You get it with Game Time. So you got that big concert going on. Oh, the tickets ran out. No, you don't have to do that with Game Time. Game Time, you're right there. You get the tickets, you get great deals, takes the stress out of buying tickets, and you just go and make memories with your friends. Getting concert tickets is easier than ever. Do you know the prices actually drop the closer you get to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off of their killer last minute deals? And you don't have to scroll for the best deals either. Game Time's zone deals pick the best seats in your section for you. And you can actually see the view of the seat from the ticket you're about to buy right there on your phone before you don't have to wait till you get there. Oh, I hope your seats are good. You're going to know when you buy those tickets with Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets on Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and the redeem code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, let's get you a final thought with what's going on here. There's a busy month of July, and don't forget, tomorrow we got Tuesday tweets. Drop me something on Twitter X. I'll put it on the podcast, the big podcast tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Also, Big Ten Media Days, July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th coming up in Las Vegas, and then we're off to practice, and football season is right here for all of us to enjoy. We're also keeping an eye on the NCAA's answer to the hearing on Spygate with Michigan. Remember, we could have a ruling as to whether Sharomore's 2-game suspension is enough right around Big Ten Media Days. So we're looking forward to that. By the way, speaking of that, Connor Stallions and Sonny Dykes having a battle of words. I think we're going to talk about that at tomorrow's podcast as well. So we are all about all of it right here. Tell your friends about us. Spread the word of mouth. That helps us out. Big Ten, all 18 teams. And it's not only news, but it's analysis and opinion right here on Talk Big Ten. Many ways for you to interact with us. Don't forget Twitter, X, at Talk Big Ten, number 10. Don't forget our website as well. You can find that on talkbig10.com. And in fact, if you're watching on video, I got the scroll up right now with that. There you go. So you can check that out as well. And don't forget to go back and check out another podcast. Maybe you missed our earlier one earlier this morning. Hit that subscribe button. Follow this podcast right now on your favorite podcast app. You get the latest episode of Lockdown Big Ten as soon as it becomes available each and every day. Also, second listen to our friend Brian Smith from the Portal Show. All things transfer portal right there. For Lockdown Big Ten, I'm Craig Sheeman. We'll talk to you next time.